Very good evening to all of you. I think we should start now and start on time because we have lots to look forward to. So a very good evening to all of you. I'm Shashank Sinha. I work as an independent researcher, and on behalf of at the rate of Crossroads and India International Center, we welcome you all to today's very fascinating discussion on a very unique aspect. At the Rate of Crossroads is an informal and emerging collective, basically. We started sometime last year, and this is the fourth event in the series that we're doing in collaboration with the India International Center. We began with an event called Delhi and its Textured Past. Then the second one was on a larger dimension about the relationship between the Mauryas and the Achaemenids, which is about a Persian palace in Patna. The third one was on recalibrating partition. Today we have this fourth event on doing theory in India. And on August 21st, we have an event on decoding Bangladesh, which would be in conference room number 2. What At the Rate of Crossroads does, it broadly talks about intersections and connections. Broadly speaking, three overlapping set of intersections or connections. First is between the sciences and the humanities and social sciences, how the conversations between the two impact the way we look at things. Second, it's about disciplines and perspectives, basically, and how these discipline and perspectives, which means, basically multiple ways of looking at a subject, using similar, related, different, or comparative geographies, time frames, frameworks, vocations, vantage points to arrive at different understandings of things. And the third one is this about intersections between the academia and the public to explore critical themes and debates in such a way that we reach out to a wider constituency of people, not just the subject experts, but also reach out to students, teachers, researchers, and the interested audience. So today's event is about during theory in India. And this is a very unique aspect, and most of them who have not been so familiar with the topic, we've always been very curious about certain aspects and certain questions which continue to bother us, certain aspects which relate to the theory and practice, which are more generic and sometimes very geography specific as well. And there are many questions which are continuously going on. One, how do we do politics or theory? How do you theorize politics in society? Second, can certain societies exist without developing ways of thinking about themselves? Or the related idea is about, can certain societies be bereft of theorizing, basically? And the related part also, the third question is that does theory or does theorizing is a craft or a skill which needs to be learned? And when applied to the Indian context or on a more practical side or a practice side, there are more questions, How relevant are the Western frameworks, basically? Do local geocultural contexts play a role? Do social realities, historical experiences, or, basically the local cultural traditions matter? So to deliberate upon all these complex issues, we have today with us a panel of experts. There are around 5 speakers that we have, and they'll talk about different ways. Is there a way, are there models which can adequately represent this theory part in India? If so, then what are the problems? How do we do it? And on that note, I would like to introduce our speakers, but first of all, thank them for agreeing to be a part of today's program. And let me just first introduce the speakers. We'll have inaugural remarks by Dr. Maninder Thakur, but I'll request later Professor Mohanty to do that, conduct the proceedings. We have Dr. Maninder Thakur, as you would know, he teaches at Center for Political Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University. We have Professor Savita Singh, who is Professor Gender and Development Studies, Women's Studies and Feminist Thought at IGNOU, New Delhi. We have Dr. Dhananjay Rai, who is Associate Professor and Head of Department of Gandhian Thought and Peace Studies, School of Social Sciences, Central University of Gujarat. And then we have Professor Hilal Ahmed, who is Professor at the Center for Study of Developing Societies, New Delhi. And in the form of a chairperson, I would not like to, use a formal institutional affiliation to define Professor Mohanty, Professor Manoranjan Mohanty, but I would rather use that he's been a scholar, a thinker, a philosopher, a mentor to many people who've been here, and an institution builder. And on that note, may I invite all of you to the dais today. No, I'll sit there. And may I now please request Professor Mohanty to conduct the proceedings. Thank you.